We did have the main event of Edson Barboza versus Sodiq Yusuff.
Yeah, and could you imagine if this wasn't at the Apex? If this was like a sold-out arena? Shit would have been crazy. They turned out like a
Yeah,
fight of the year contender and to like 20 people or whatever it is at the Apex.
dude, Edson Barboza, that guy will just not go away. Will not
Yeah,
go away.
refuses.
First off, all natty?
Who cares anymore?
Yeah, nobody
Now that
cares.
USADA's gone, who cares?
Nobody cares. But
Yeah.
look, dude, in the best shape of his life, Edson Barboza just
Shred.
absolutely shredded, man.
Yeah.
Now, fighting at what is it, 145?
Yep.
At his size, you know your boy's dropping a lot of weight,
Yeah. That's got to be
going
a
through
massive cut.
a big cut, which sometimes can impact your chin,
A little bit.
right? A little bit. So that first round, Sadiq Yusuff goes, pa, 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 lays a couple right on his face,
Yeah.
on Barbosa's face. Dude, so Barbosa's face bounces back, comes
Immediate
back.
reaction.
Yusuff hits him with a right. And then when he hits him with the right, you could see his eyes roll to the
Yeah.
back of his head. Did you see that one?
Yeah, and he's like looking up there and it's like,
And I
oh
was like,
no.
oh no, he's
I was so
gonna
pissed.
be out. Yeah. And
I was
then
pissed.
Sadiq Yusuff jumps on him, right? Like
Yeah.
just trying to take him out as he should, but doesn't completely blow out the gas tank, which is smart.
Yeah, you could tell he was still a little like reserved. Like people might say that he kind of blew his wad because of what happened in the later rounds, but it didn't look like he did in the round. At least it looked like he was still pretty measured about it, and like didn't just go berserk. Like he wasn't just wildly
Yeah.
throwing.
No, look, when you have him that hurt, your boy looked like the Undertaker, his eyes rolling in the back of his head while he's still walking
Yeah.
forward. Like you got to try to put him out. You got to.
Yo,
You
yeah,
don't
definitely.
just sit back, right?
Yeah, and he didn't sit back, right? That's not. I don't mean like he sat back, but like because he was picking his shots pretty well. He was
Yeah.
still landing on Barboza. Barboza just doing just enough to survive. His footwork is so good. His ringsmanship is so good. So like he was able to evade for a while and then
Was it Herb
reset and
Dean?
yeah, Herb Dean, fantastic job, Herb
He had
Dean.
an awesome night.
Yeah,
An
really did.
awesome night.
Yeah,
Herb
he's
Dean's
been
been on
killing it
fire
lately.
again lately.
Yeah,
Dude,
we should make a
seriously,
Herb Dean
because
shirt, huh?
dude, if we could get him on and make a Herb Dean shirt, that'd be so sick.
It's tough. It's tough to get specifically to get refs for interviews because their DMs are always locked down. You cannot
Yeah.
reach out to them because I'm sure they get a ton of hate messages. So they're just like, that door's closed.
Dude, we should make a
Ever DM'd, it's like they can't see
Herb
your
Dean sweater. And then when you put the hoodie on, it like gives you dreads on the side. That'd be so sick. That'd be awesome. But yeah, hey,
But yeah, Edson did a great job of just circling, evading for a while. They'd reset. Sadiq would blast him a couple times, and then he'd circle. And you could tell he was still like concussed for most of that first round. Like not
for the
quite
entire
there.
fight, bro. He was
I don't
concussed
know,
for the entire
man.
fight, but he battled through it.
Well, yeah, and he did some cool things, crafty things. He hit that. Did he hit a Victor roll to try to get that heel hook? And then I was like, oh no, because if you don't have, everyone says you get hit in the face every time you get rocked, you drop a belt, right, in jiu-jitsu. So it's like you're going for heel hooks and stuff. It's such a dangerous game already. If
Yep.
someone's gonna stack you and start blasting you, so I was like, please don't like stay on this heel hook. But he did enough to use it to like just create a scramble and like just stay alive.
To not get
Really,
punched repeatedly.
yeah, veteran moves from Barboza in that first round because Yusuff would have put a lot of people out with that
And then
exchange.
what was the third round when he landed that spinning wheel kick?
I think it was the third round. I had Edson winning the second round. He came back. It was
He
very
starts
close.
turning it around.
Yeah, I thought he won that round. The commentary was like, they were like afraid to say, like Bisping was like, and now, well, he didn't win this round, but he's coming back. And I was like, I feel like he won that round. Like I thought it was pretty clear. Yusuff just really didn't do much. He started getting the body kicks off. He started ripping to the body with his hands. And then
Yes.
the third round, he put it on him bad, and he hit
Dude,
that
that's
wheel
when it
kick.
really started changing. When he started
Yeah.
landing those shots, to the liver.
Yeah. Let's
Which
see.
is classic Barboza.
Classic Barboza, 89 strikes to the body across the fight for Barboza.
Beautiful work to the body. So spinning wheel kick, right? He gets Yusuff on skates. They end up on the ground. Then Barboza goes for a Darce choke. Rough, right?
Yeah. Not a good move. Still concussed. I also hate that position because he hits him with the wheel kick. He stumbles, right? Barboza stumbles like himself because he was off balance when he threw it, still landed it. Yusuff is like up for a second. He's got his hand on the wall. On like I don't turnbuckle. Do you call it a turnbuckle in the cage? I don't even know.
Yeah,
The
I don't know.
post,
The
the
post. Yeah,
corner.
sure.
Yeah, he had his hand there, and then he eventually falls to his knees, and he's kind of just like there in that position. And then Barbosa's like, and goes for the choke. It's like, no, let him blast the knee and be done with this thing, you know?
Yeah.
But whatever. It's not, it's not as real as it gets anymore. But he goes for the choke because it's kind of like an awkward position, right? I think he tried to throw like an uppercut, but missed. It's just a weird position. Goes for the choke. Yusuff survives it. And then it's like, oh, we got ourselves a fight here. And then Yusuff, I mean, outside of that first round, he just never really got off. Barboza just did such a good job pressuring him, throwing those body shots. That switch kick, because he's an orthodox fighter, right?
Yep.
So they're closed stance. Well, I guess he switches stances, but when they're in that closed stance, he throws that lead leg switch kick to the body. That is just so fast, and it's just such a patented Barboza move, because those are the two, right? The lead leg switch kick, and then the wheel kick.
Yep.
Those are the two from Barboza that are just money.
And they were landed.
And they were landing. And,
Yeah.
and I don't know what that. I mean, Yusuff never really like flinched to the body, but even though he didn't show it, he had a great poker face on those body shots. They add up, and they definitely do damage when you're Edson Barboza.
How is it that Barboza's chin gets better as the fight goes on? Because he
I
got
think there was
cracked a few times in the 5th round too, where I was like, "Oh,
yeah, he did." But I think that's also part of just Yusuff just didn't have the sting on him anymore. Throughout that fight, he just as the fight progressed, even his jab just seemed more labored. There was more wasted like movement on it. It wasn't just a straight down the pipe type jab. Like there was a little bit more. Everything was more labored from him. So I think Barboza can just take it more. Plus, then he's got the adrenaline of the wheel kick. He's got like all that stuff working for him. And in my opinion, Yusuff won a 10-8 round that first round, and then Barboza clean swept him for the rest of the fight, which is crazy. That's how I scored it, at least.
Maybe his EPO just kicked in, like in the 4th round. You know what I mean? He just turned it on, and there we go, dude. Barboza with a decision win. Now moving to 24-11. Yusuff's third loss of his career. So I don't know what happens with Barboza from here.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think he like goes on like a run or anything. But Yusuff was ranked, right? Was Yusuff like 13 or something like that?
I think so. Yeah.
Look up the rankings really quick. I should have had these up already.
Yeah, I think
Yusuff was 11.
Yeah.
Barboza was 13. So yeah, bro, that's a top 10 Barboza. What year is it?
Whoa. So you have like a Bryce Mitchell, Evloev, Giga Chikadze. Oh, that'd be so fun.
Giga?
Yeah.
He already lost to him, right? Giga knocked him out, right?
Calvin Kattar, Josh Emmett, Ilya Taporia. Dude, it's a tough go.
It's
tough go in the top 10.
Monsters. Monsters. Giga
I don't know about Resurgence. Did he?
Hey, USADA's gone. What are we talking about? You think Resurgence is off the table?
That's true. That is so true. Oh my God. The UFC just got so much more exciting.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Also, shout out Dominic Cruz 3 times. 3 times throughout the fight. He has to go off on a 30-second tangent about great reffing to not stop the fight there. Let these guys. It's like, dude, that Cejudo fight was 3 years ago.
Yeah, he's got to let it go, dude.
It's like, it sucks because in the moment, the craziness is still happening. Barboza's still surviving that first round, and he's talking about Herb Dean doing a great job for not stopping it. And it's like, hey, man, time and place. We're still in the fire right now. Talk about the fire. Like it's crazy, dude. He did it again with the wheel kick on Yusuff, and then again in the 5th round, he's like, and again, just great job by the ref to let this. That's a little bit better. Talk about it in the 5th round after the fact, not in the fire.
He's staring at Keith Peterson that's sitting off to the side as he's saying that.
Just mad dogging him.
Classic.
All right, well, you love to see Yusuff lose. I know people love him for his videos, the breakdowns he does of fights, but the guy's a piece of shit. So I wish he got knocked out because, he trains with Lloyd Irvin still. Like anybody who still supports that guy is an absolute scumbag. For people who don't know, I'll go on a quick tangent about it. But Lloyd Irvin trains Sodiq Yusuff. Lloyd Irvin, insane jiu-jitsu skills, phenomenal jiu-jitsu coach, trained absolute monsters. Dominic Cruz, Ryan Hall, like just killers, especially in the jiu-jitsu world. Also allegedly a rapist. So everybody left the gym, including Dominic Cruz. And then he's having this, like, Dominic Cruz went back to him. He's shouting him out on the broadcast like multiple times about how much of a killer he is. And like, he built Yusuff from the ground up, like all this stuff. And it's like, hey, this guy should be blacklisted from the sport. And if he's not blacklisted, the UFC should be doing everything in their power to not show him on the broadcast or acknowledge him. But instead, they put the corner can on him. They're talking about him. They're like, let's listen to Lloyd Irvin, mastermind in the corner, all this. It's like, hey, man, the guy's like alleged gang rapist. The only reason he wasn't, he was acquitted from it. Basically, he had 2 students in his gym who allegedly brutally raped another female student. They were acquitted of the charges because the surveillance camera was too blurry for them to positively identify them. So they got off of it. He paid for their legal fees, allegedly. His students say that he paid for the legal fees. And then when this all happened, it got unearthed that in '89, he was part of a gang rape. And the only reason 7 other guys were arrested and charged for it, he was the only one that wasn't. And the reason he got off on it was because his defense was literally that I wanted to, but I couldn't get it up, so I couldn't have. And that won. That somehow worked. So he got off. And then it's crazy that this guy still has fighters under him and getting him money. It's insane to me. So I will always root for Yusuff to get knocked out because he's a scumbag.
Somewhere out there, James Cross is like, hey, guys.
That's what I mean. Like, where do we draw the line? Who was the guy who like tweeted like homophobic slur and they fired him? Like, obviously that's not okay, right? Don't do that. You're a scumbag too. But like, we're gonna allow this? It's crazy that he's still even. It's crazy that he's allowed to even be there. It's another thing for them to be constantly shouting him out throughout the broadcast. That's crazy. It's nuts.
Oh man, that is pretty crazy, dude.
I don't care about how funny your breakdowns are. You're a piece of shit. And I wish he got knocked out from the wheel kick. It would have been awesome.
I've never seen any of his breakdowns.
They're funny.
Are they?
Yeah, it sucks because I want to like the guy, but and like he doesn't necessarily inherently seem like a bad guy, but like to be with this dude and enabling him and paying him money and all this shit and giving him a platform is fucking disgusting. At this, dude, there was a massive exodus of fighters leaving him they were like, yeah, he's a fucking cult leader. Like he makes everybody like he makes all the female students tell him that they love him. He like forces them to like obey him to like clean shit. And like, it's crazy, dude. Look it up. He also, when all this came out, he bought the URL LloydIrvinRape.com so that if someone Googled his name with rape, that would be the first thing that popped up. And if they click it, it was him talking about a rape self-defense class that was upcoming that never happened. And then it's crazy, dude. So like he's tried to cover, it's fucking nuts. It's a huge rabbit hole. There's weird cult in mixed martial arts or martial arts in general. And it's fucking disgusting. Shout out Regen. We're talking about Lloyd Irvin, Sodiq Yusuff's head coach, who is also allegedly a rapist. Look it up. It's crazy. It's crazy. Allegedly. All this is allegedly. He's also sued a bunch of people for talking about this. So this is all allegedly.
All right. Well, in that case, let's move on, dude.
Look into it.
Yeah. We went very, very deep.
Sorry, I got to go into it because it's crazy, man.
Hey everybody, Romero and Will here. Thank you so much for watching that short clip. It's just a small clip of what we covered this last Sunday.
Yeah, if you want to check out the full fight card recap, the link is in the description, and it's going to be on screen at the end here. Don't forget to go back and watch our fighter interviews that we have. And don't forget to tune in live every Sunday morning at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern, and you can join in on the fun.
Yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Goes a long way. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching that short clip from Story of the Fight.